There were so many great candidates that could have been chosen as this contributor finalist for the class of 2016. What made Edward DeBartolo Jr. stand atop the rest?
I think one of the things that really kind of benefited Eddie DeBartolo's candidacy is the fact that we have discussed him on several occasions before. And so there's momentum not just from this year's process, but from last year's process and the year before and in previous years. Eddie DeBartolo has been a strong candidate even before there was a contributors committee. So I think he kind of rode some of the momentum from previous years.
You're locked in here for hours debating these candidates. Give us a little insight of what goes on throughout this process.
Well, there's a lot of discussion and a lot of frank discussion. And before you even get to the point of comparing one candidate versus another candidate, you compare candidate A against candidate A, talking about the pros and cons, because there are no perfect candidates, really. I mean, you can look at any candidate and say, okay, these are positives for him, and these are contributions he made, and here's his record of success. And then you can always look at a candidate and say, uh-oh, wait a minute, there was this situation or that situation. How do you deal with that? I think in DeBartolo's case, I think the fact that he really put together a franchise that was emulated by other NFL franchises is ultimately why we're going to be talking about him with the slate of full candidate or full finalists in February.
You had Gold Jackets, Rob Wolf and Bill Polian help you consult for this process. Why is it important to have Gold Jackets be a part of this process?
Different perspective, different insight, more enlightenment. I think it's a really valuable part of the process to bring in the voices from the people who are in the arena who have a different perspective. I think that selectors do a wonderful job, and I'm biased when I say that, but I think you have a group of people who are really diligent and really committed to trying to get it right and trying to put things into context. And I think there's a benefit in having the media kind of formulate the selection panel, because you're supposed to be unbiased and you're supposed to be able to make determinations about someone's value to put it in context. But add on top of that the insight from someone who worked in the arena, from someone who has been affected by the contributions, if you will, of not only players, but obviously of people who are candidates to be contributors. I mean, that's a valuable thing. So in this year's situation, when we've got Wolf and Polian talking about Eddie DeBartolo and Paul Tagliabue and George Young and Bobby Beathard and people like that, I mean, it was really enlightening to hear them just frankly express themselves about what it was like to deal with the commissioner, or what it was like to deal with another owner, and what they felt when certain things happened within the league. That's what you can't always get as a selector who is primarily just a media person.